All right, guys, I am in Oakland, California. I am in West Oakland. I just got off the interstate, turned off on the first street, and this is what I see already. I tell you what, it was shocking the things I saw as I drove into town. What looked like shanty towns as I drove along the freeway. Everything painted. If you are a spray can paint manufacturer, life is good in this city. You see these campers. People live in these. Which is crazy in itself. A lot of bad news comes out of Oakland. And by the way, I'm just wandering around. I don't even have a specific destination. I just came into West Oakland. And I'm just driving around. Everywhere I turn. Hey, look at this. Anyway, a lot of bad news comes out of Oakland lately. It's got quite the reputation as a city with a lot of crime. Recently in the news, InNOut said that they were closing their last location in the city because, well, let's put it this way. They said they're making money. Yeah, let me turn around here. They fully admit that they make money in the location, but because of all the robberies and carjackings in their parking lot, and because of the fact that their employees and their customers weren't safe, they're closing the store. So I'm going to head to where that is in this video. Anyway, wow, we just look at this. Not just them. Denny's, same thing. I was checking out this YouTube video, and they had a TikTok of a woman over in that part of town, and she was in the Walmart parking lot saying, this is the, well, first of all, that Walmart was closed, but she was saying, this is the last Walmart in Oakland. We no longer have Walmarts in Oakland because of the crime and the city mismanagement. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, there is not a Walmart in Oakland anymore. A city of almost 500,000 people. No Walmart in Oakland, California. That is crazy. I think what shocks you the most is just the sheer amount of trash. See these campers that are everywhere? That's where people live. Because of the very expensive housing in this town. It's shockingly expensive. I looked up the median home values for this town. It's $913,000. That's the median home value here. What? That's crazy. The state of California is about 716,000. It's higher than the state of California, which is already among the highest in the country. For the U.S. overall, it's, what is it, 320,000, 321,000? It just boggles the mind. Clearly there are some nice areas of town somewhere, and I'll go to those too. I'm basically just wandering around West Oakland and heading my way to the other bad part of town, East Oakland, and we'll just keep looking around. Here is the cost of living index before we get going. I mean, wow. The cost of living here, if the US is 100, is 182. That's almost twice higher. Considerably higher than even the state of California. You see the state of California, there's 140. 182 here. Housing, 3 times higher. The town is notorious, of course, for smash and grabs. I was looking at the crime rates. You remember when I was in Monroe, I showed you the, Monroe, Louisiana, I showed you the chart for violent crime only. And I just pulled up the FBI latest report, 4th quarter 2023, and I just researched all the towns. For Oakland, I went ahead and pulled up total crime of all these towns and made another chart. Before we go any farther, did anybody suspect or think that Tacoma, Washington would be number 1? Wow. But anyway, on this chart, Oakland drops to, or is 7th. And the city across the bay, San Francisco, is 10th. Now, a lot of you were saying in comments previous that those numbers are probably not right because a lot of crimes are not being reported. I agree. I agree with all of that. As far as YouTube's concerned, I've got to go with what's documented. It was interesting reading some of the comments about the city from locals on places like Reddit and YouTube channels, and they talk about the general sense of lawlessness of the town because of the way the police really don't respond to crimes, the trash that's everywhere, smash and grabs. Smash and grabs here, they don't even care if you're in the car. Oakland's getting famous for, you'll be sitting in your car with the doors locked and they'll sneak up and break into your car. It's crazy. But yeah, you just drive down the street. I mean, look at all the trash. Camper that someone's living in. Let me pull over here. I mean, this, let me get you a good look. This looks like a shanty town in a third world country right here. This is just insane. Pull over. See if you guys can get a good look. I mean, just lined up on the street here. It's just crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Signal's not working. I saw this from the interstate. It's right over there to the left. And it was shocking seeing it from there, and yeah, it's just as bad driving right through it. Wow. I'm driving down notorious International Boulevard. It is mostly known for working girls. There's a couple right there. Yeah, they're cussing me out. 9 in the morning. They've already got a couple of girls working the street. You come out on this street in the evening, and there's other YouTube videos that show it. They're all over the place. There's another one here. Wow, this girl is, she's all dolled up. Look at her. 9:30 in the morning. Wow. Already plying their trade. Now, I was reading that this Shell here is the most dangerous gas station in the United States because of the extremely high amount of smash and grabs that happen at it. Here, let me go up here and turn around. Almost daily is what I'm reading. One more look at this gas station. That is crazy, isn't it? I'd read that the police are patrolling the area a lot heavier. You can see yeah, police car right there. That's nuts. What I understand, what happens is, you know, tourists or people, maybe not tourists, but people who come into town maybe to work or whatever, rent a car, and they stop here to get gas, and these thieves, you know, they're lurking, and they hit them. They'll break into their car as soon as they go in to pay, or maybe go in to buy a Coke or something. I've seen video of them doing it while they're getting gas. They sneak up on the other side of the car and break the glass and steal stuff out of the car. They've got it down to an art form. Yeah, here's that InNOut. Yeah, the last InNOut in Oakland. And they're bailing on the city because of all the armed robbery and carjackings right here in this parking lot. So bad that it's dangerous for their employees and the customers. Isn't that just the craziest thing? So same thing here, except it's Denny's. This Denny's had been here for 54 years. But they closed it down because of the crime in the parking lot. And I mean, look how it's tagged already. It wasn't that long ago. And again, lots and lots of campers. Here on the road. Yeah, so this is the Walmart that closed down. You know it's pretty bad when Walmart gives up. Yeah, this was the last Walmart in Oakland, and they just closed it down. Too much theft. It's right next to the InNOut. The area is a new area, looks like recently developed. But, you know, clearly it came too dangerous pretty quickly. Yeah, there's the InNOut that I showed you. It's crazy stuff, isn't it? Now, to be fair, there are some beautiful areas of town. This is Lake Merritt. As you can see, it's right on the edge of downtown. This is absolutely beautiful. Let me slowly pan around, give you a good look. Isn't that something? Very calm and peaceful here. It is marred somewhat, though, and I'll show you that in just a second. Yeah, but this is great here. So this is what you see when you drive into the parking lot of this area at Lake Merritt. Look at this trash. This is where the city fails. I mean, who runs this city? This is an absolute failure of the mayor, city council, the district attorney. I mean, the people who live here, there's just no excuse for this. This is arguably the crown jewel of the city, or one of them, and look how it's treated. Trash all over the ground. That's insanity. I am in downtown Oakland now, checking out the first building I want to show you. Oakland is the county seat for Alameda County. This is the county courthouse, built in 1934. That is Art Deco. That's beautiful, isn't it? The downtown's actually pretty nice, at least what I've explored of it so far. Got a little grocery store right here. That building is the Islamic Cultural Center of Northern California. I was just walking down the street and I come upon this Hill Castle Apartment Hotel. That's a beauty, isn't it? That looks like Art Deco as well. Here's some graffiti, artwork, whatever you want to call it, here in downtown. Now, a few facts about the town. There's a port here, the Port of Oakland. It is the 5th busiest in the United States. Of course, Oakland was named after the plentiful oak trees that were in the area when the city was founded. The people at the time said, "This is the land of oaks, so we're going to call it Oakland." Oakland was the western terminal for the Transcontinental Railroad. And there's a big art scene here. Oakland claims to have more artists per capita than any other city in the United States. You're wondering about that building, aren't you? She's a beauty, isn't she? The Tribune Tower. The bottom part there was finished in 1906. Then the tower was added in 1923 on a National Register, of course. One of the interesting things about this building is that it used bricks in its construction imported from all over the world. There are bricks from the Taj Mahal, the Parthenon, the Great Wall of China, others. That is Renaissance Revival. So that's 15th century Italy and France, where it takes its cues. It's one of the most beautiful buildings in town. This is City Hall, Oakland City Hall, built in 1914. When it was completed, it was the tallest building west of the Mississippi. That is Beaux-Arts architecture. Actually went to a French website, tried to get that pronunciation, and he was saying, "You don't say X, you say Z, Beaux-Arts." Anyway, that's what that is. Beaux-Arts architecture is named after an architectural school in France in the mid-1800s. That's a style they developed there. Well, let me give you some numbers. The population of Oakland right now is 430,000. It had been growing every decade up until 2020, when the population hit 440,000. But for the first time, the city lost population this past couple years. Lost 10,000 people. Median age is 39. That's the same as the U.S. Gender breakdown, 51% male, 49% female. That's the same as, or very close to the same as the U.S. Now here's where the numbers start getting a little bit more interesting. The town is really diverse. It's 30% white, 27% Hispanic, 20% black, 16% Asian, and the last 7% is mixed race. Yeah, so they've got quite a mix of people here. Median household income, you ready for this? $93,146 a year. That's almost $1,800 a week. The U.S. is $74,755, so they're making about $20,000 a year more here. But you saw, or I've already told you about the housing prices. They gotta. I mean, you wouldn't be able to survive. Per capita income, $62,020 a year. That's almost $1,200 a week. That's, again, almost $20,000 higher than the U.S. The U.S. is $41,800. Poverty, it's pretty low, 13.9% overall. School-aged children, 17 and under, it is 18%. That's a little higher than the U.S. Folks 65 and older, it's 20%. That's a little higher too, but not a lot higher. I mean, are those numbers correct? It's hard to imagine that they are 100% correct after seeing what I showed you. You got people living on the streets and in old beat-up campers. Education. They're educated here. 50.8% of this town has a college degree. That compares to 35.7% for the U.S. So say what you want about the town. They are educated here compared to the rest of the places in the country. Yeah, so there's all those numbers. I already gave you cost of living and, of course, the median home values. Let's check out this theater up here real quick. Yeah, check out this theater. Fox Oakland Theater, built in 1928. My God, that is grand looking, isn't it? That is absolutely beautiful. From what I understand, they just do live theater there, and it looks like concerts, because look at that, Alan Parsons. I wouldn't mind seeing that show. I was an Alan Parsons Project fan as a young man. By the way, this astonishing looking building is the Cathedral Building, built in 1914. That is Gothic architecture. It is always so awesome to see a building, a skyscraper, built in that style. I didn't even know it was down here. Honestly, that is one of the most beautiful buildings I have ever seen. I'm not sure what this is. It's got a tattered U.S. flag. I think it's a restaurant. But it's got lots of graffiti all around it. What's that say up there? Profit GMB. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a restaurant or not. You really notice the tattered U.S. flag. Maybe someone can fill in, tell us what's going on there. Well, I'm outside of downtown, a few miles, North Oakland. Check out a neighborhood up here. Now, it's beautiful here, isn't it? It is absolutely beautiful up here. Yes, there are nice parts of Oakland. There'd have to be, with a median home value of approaching $1 million. And this is one of the beautiful neighborhoods in town. Did you know that Oakland has lost all 3 of its major professional sports teams? You probably do know that. But I mean, wow. NFL gone, NBA gone, professional baseball gone. How does that even happen? I'm telling you guys, it just goes back to inept city management. People of Oakland, your leaders are failing you. And you probably already know that. I'm assuming some of you agree. How do these people get voted in? That's what I'm wondering. Because this town overall could be pretty awesome. It's a beautiful area, really nice weather. But the policies that are in effect here, dealing with the homeless and the crime, I'm assuming the police get defunded here. I'm not sure, probably, but this is the price you pay. The areas in town that I showed you earlier. And there's certainly some beautiful neighborhoods up here. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Up next, we are going to Sacramento. Nicole and I will tour the Capitol. She'll get her book stamped. Of course, I'll explore the city as usual, and we will eat at a local restaurant. Also, we got some small California towns to explore. Those will be coming up too. So we'll see you then.